University Disability Support Services, commonly known as DSS. This video is going to provide an overview of the student application, which is the first step in registering for disability-related accommodations. In this video, we are going to discuss how you complete the new student application in order to register with our office, information needed when you are registering, documentation you may need to provide, and then the next steps after you submit the student application. In order to register with Disability Support Services, you will need to complete the online new student application. The link is shown here on this slide, but also available on the EWU Disability Support Services website under Requesting Accommodations. Since we are using this new online database, all returning DSS students who do not have an active file will also need to fill out this application to maintain active status with our office. When starting the application, you will be required to sign in using your EWU single sign-on details. The first half of the application is background information about yourself. Personal information includes when you are wanting to start your accommodations, when you plan to graduate, and your name and other identifying information. Then it'll ask you to provide your contact information such as phone number, local and permanent addresses. This information will help us know how we may contact you. Please note that your EWU Net ID and Eagle's email will be automatically filled in as soon as you log in. After contact information section, you will be asked questions pertaining to your disability or medical diagnoses. And then there are a few more background questions to better understand your student demographic. The application questions section is where you will be able to provide clarity on the nature of your disability or medical diagnosis. If you've had an individual education program, an IEP, or a high school 504 prior to college, or if you have had accommodations at another university, you can share what they were and how they did or did not work for you. A few other questions relate to potential housing and dining needs, since those will require our office to do outreach to other university departments. Next, you will be able to share if you use other resources or departments, so we have a better understanding of your support network. The last few questions are for us to understand how you learned about our office and a spot for you to share any additional notes you feel like you may not have been able to share yet. Once you click Submit, you will receive an automated email confirming your new student application submission and be redirected to submitting the documentation page. Now that we are on the submitting documentation page, you are able to upload whatever files you might have to support your accommodation requests. You can upload as many files as you need, but please label them to help our staff understand what is being uploaded. You will need to select and upload each file individually, and the page will reset each time to allow you for more documentation to be submitted. Once you have submitted your documentation, you will receive an automated email confirming that you have submitted documentation to the DSS office. If you do not have your documentation ready to upload, you can click the Upload Documentation Later option to continue. If you decide to upload your documentation later, you'll receive an email with a link that is specific to you that way you can upload your documentation once you are ready. Please note that all documents are kept confidential within the MyDSS database. If you need to mail or fax documentation to us, please let us know. We strongly advise students to submit their documentation by uploading it to the MyDSS database since it is more secure. You have now completed your application. You will receive an email to confirm each document that you have uploaded. Now we want to answer a few common questions that come up during the MyDSS new student application. What if I don't know the answer to one of the questions? That's totally fine. You will be able to update your profile later. We do ask that you provide as much information as you can and to use Other Notes section to explain details if they seem confusing or if it doesn't feel like you are able to share anywhere else. We also clarify as much as possible during your intake meeting. So please make notes of anything you would like to specifically discuss during that meeting. What documents do I need to upload? This is individual to each student as it will depend on your own academic and medical journey. Typically, we require a recent medical diagnosis from a medical professional or other service provider. Other information can include possible treatment plans or suggestions from your medical provider as to accommodations which would best aid you. If you have an IEP from the K through 12 education, that will also be helpful in examining the accommodations which may meet your needs. However, please be aware that many IEPs may not have a disability listed, and if this is the case, you will need to submit additional documentation. Also, if you have attended another college or university, you can request information to be shared as the accommodations you used there. The form to request that information is available on the DSS website under Forms. You'll see Forms for Students and go to the Release of Information forms. The most pertinent information is anything which states your diagnosis and any recommended strategies for a treatment or accommodation plan. What if I don't know my student ID? If you don't know your student ID number, please leave this section blank. Also, remember your net ID will be filled in automatically as soon as you logged in to complete the application. And last, what are the next steps? Your application and documents will be reviewed by the DSS office to make sure that everything came through properly. If there are any concerns or insufficient documentation, we will reach out to you at your Eagles email or by phone. Once your application and documents are in order, we will schedule you for an intake appointment where you will discuss your needs with our staff and we will work together to assign accommodations that best match your needs. If you have any questions that were not answered in this video, please feel free to connect with our staff and contact our office. Have a great day and go Eags!